Sam Spiegelman here with four-star safety from New Orleans, Kaine Williams. Added John Ehret. He's wearing his LSU sweatshirt at the beginning of this quarantine. He named LSU a finalist along with Alabama and A&M. You're rocking your LSU sweatshirt today, Kaine. What is it? Because it was a little cool out this morning, or what's the logic behind it?
Really, because my house be freezing cold in the morning time. My mom be having I was freezing, so I had to put something on while I'm playing the game.
I woke up and my house was freezing too. I'm sure Coach Golding would love to see you in a crimson sweatshirt right about now too. That was right at the beginning of this quarantine. We didn't know how long it would last when you named your finalists. As such a high-profile recruit out of Louisiana, what has it been like to be stuck inside? I know we'd be preparing for spring practice right now. I'd be coming down to Ehret to come see you and the guys. What has it been like for you being stuck indoors, and how do you kind of deal with all this?
I mean, really, it really haven't been affecting me. Like, going out, like, I'm really, like, I stay inside a lot. And if I'm not working out, I'm inside. So I just been going to the park. Like, some of the parks over here is still open. So me and a couple of my friends will go to the park and get some work in. So it really haven't been affecting me, like, with football.
So you're an indoor person to begin with. So that you have a little bit of a leg up on the people who are just getting used to staying inside so much.
Yeah.
Well, I can't help but notice just your room is decorated. It looks way cooler than my backdrop. Show me around the room. Show me some of the cool stuff you got on the wall.
All right. How you switch that? All right, I got just like some of my jersey, like this a jersey my auntie had made for me, and I got some of my like camp jerseys and stuff, and I got posters up, and I got my medals and plaques and stuff from when I played basketball and ran track. So that's pretty much it.
Is there a favorite thing that you got hanging up on the wall, like from a great visit or a great game or anything?
My shoes right now.
Oh yeah, that's the money answer. Obviously, for those tuning in, Kaine was our DB MVP at the last camp we got to host in the Rivals Camp Series. We don't know about the 5-star challenge, but if and when we do have it, Kaine, obviously you will be there. It'll be in your hometown potentially. In terms of recruiting, I mean, obviously you were close to committing at the start of this quarantine. But now, you kind of open the door up for all these coaches to start pushing for you virtually, because you've been on so many visits. What's it like to have these coaches come into your house and kind of recruit you from, FaceTime calls and Zoom calls and stuff?
Even though I came out with my top 3, like some schools still be in contact. Like Michigan recently, they recently just offered, and I've been talking to them. I still been talking to Florida a little bit. My top 3 schools, I talk to them like at least, we try to go on the phone at least like once a week. I had talked to Coach Golden yesterday, and I had talked to Coach Bush like two days ago, I think. And I was texting Coach Ish from A&M yesterday. So we still been keeping in contact, keep still building up a bond and stuff like that. So
how do you like the virtual recruiting, like doing these Zoom calls with, more important people than myself, Alabama defensive coordinator, LSU safeties coach, A&M DB's coach. What's their pitch to you via a Zoom call?
I mean, I'd rather just go to the college to talk and stuff with them, but I mean, you can't do that right now. You gotta make the best out of it. So we just been on the phone talking about it, stuff like that. So really not much to do besides that.
Something that interesting you said at the Rivals Camp stop in New Orleans was that when you visited Alabama right before the coronavirus stuff, they talked to you about, maybe playing linebacker in Tuscaloosa. And I'm sure, we've heard some buzz about, you're a big prospect at 6'3", 200 or so pounds. What have those conversations been like with LSU and A&M and Alabama and some other schools that you're talking to about playing maybe multiple positions when you get
Yeah, like a lot of school, my top schools, like I sat and had to talk with the coaches, the defensive coaches already. So it's not like me permanently playing, like not playing safety, but like they have a couple of players and stuff that's already on their college team, like playing up high, playing in the box and stuff like that. That's how they gonna use me. That's how they saying they gonna use me if I was to go to their college. So I really don't have no problem with that. I like to show my like all the skills that I have instead of just playing up top at safety.
I mean, we've seen the tape. I've seen you play in person a couple of times. I wouldn't want to get tackled by you in the box either. So I mean, you see what those coaches are after. What is it like missing spring ball your senior season? Obviously, I've been at Everett every year that you've been there for the start of spring ball, and this is the first year that we won't. But it's not because of me or you; it's because of this crazy pandemic. Is it tough to miss your final spring going into the season?
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, like our spring practice, like that's when like football, like being around football periods like bring like so much energy. So not having that is like it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be like a little hard. It's just gonna make us work harder. And if we was to have spring, we're gonna go against the former state champions, the 4A, and the call for the power spring game, and that was gonna be like a great practice game, getting ready for the season and stuff. So that's just something that we just gotta move past with and work harder, really.
I was going to be at that game last year. It was the who's who of which colleges were on the sideline watching you, your teammates, Carr go at it. It was one of the best spring games I've ever been to in my life. Um, it's we're all kind of waiting, for some positivity about the football season, right? Whether they're going to play the college football season, high school season, whether it'll start late. What are your thoughts in kind of hearing all that? Because that's your senior season. That's your last chance to make a name for yourself as one of the top players in not only the country in Louisiana. And I know that you want to go out there your senior year and do your thing. How have you kind of been dealing with the thought of maybe not having a senior year or maybe it being cut short a little bit?
I mean, like me personally, like I would love to play my senior year, but like it's just not like it's me. Like me personally, my senior season wouldn't like really like affect me, but like they have like some people like around the state, like around the country, like who probably like their senior year would have been the year that they get their offers and stuff like that and get their look. So yeah,
Well,
that's
it's
what a
nice.
lot of
It's nice of
people
you to look
say.
out for your teammates, though.
Yeah.
Um, okay, back to quarantine life. So take me through a day in the life of Kaine Williams. How does a day start? What do you do to stay busy? How do you deal with classes? And then how do you deal with the recruiting side of things in between?
So in the morning, once I get up, I go in the bathroom, do the usual. And I'll come back in my room, do like some push-ups and like sit-ups and stuff like that. And then I go online and like do some classes for my English, like do some work for my English class. And then if I'm not going to work out, I'll probably just like get on the game. And then if I do work out, I'll go work out, come back home, freshen up, and then get back on the game until I fall asleep. So it's really like I really don't be doing much. So
What games are we talking about?
2K and Fortnite really. That's the two
Dude,
games I play the most.
so in one of my calls yesterday, we found out there's been a lot of like Madden between college coaches and prospects. Do you play any college coaches in any of those games?
Not not in not in 2K. I really don't play. I don't have Madden 20. I have Madden 19, but I really don't play Madden like that unless I'm by one of my friends' house. But a lot of like not coaches, but like recruits, like for like school recruits and all that. Like they've been asking, like they've been telling me that we need to like run on like play with each other on Fortnite, stuff like that.
Who's the best player you've gone against?
In 2K,
Yeah.
uh, I just got finished playing one of my friends. he his player cool. Like my player all right. His player he been playing for a little minute. Like his player cool.
Well, at least you have plenty of time to keep working at it to be better than him.
Yeah.
So let's back to the recruiting. A&M, Alabama, LSU. Like you said, you've been talking to Michigan State. I know you got some connections up there. You've been talking to Florida, and I know Florida State. They were in it a lot.
Yeah.
But during this virtual recruiting, who has kind of stood out, with something funny or memorable just in the month that we've been inside?
Bama, LSU, and I was on the phone with Coach Hank from Michigan State. He was chopping it up.
What did they do anything funny? Like try to stand out in this virtual world? Did they crack any jokes or do anything out of the normal?
When I was on the phone with Coach Hank, he was playing the game, and I think somebody was in his like house like cooking or something like that. The fire on like the smoke detector went off. He was like trying to burn our house down.
Well, better him in Michigan State than in New Orleans with us, man. Kaine, I appreciate the time today. We'll be checking in on you soon. All right, bud?